Hello, Gemini, and welcome to Sincere Tarot, where you get the raw, honest truth. This is your May 2020 Tarot forecast, and your theme of the month is the Five of Pentacles, abandonment, loss, misfortune, trials, and tribulations. Please keep in mind this is a minor arcana card. It is definitely a bump on the road, but it is not a complete flipping everything upside down. But it might be the loss of a job, security, a contract, a house, just the loss of something like that. And you're probably reeling from the misfortune, so it's really, really important. Please also keep in mind 5 are transitionals because they're halfway between 10, right? So they tend to not necessarily last that long, which is good. But you really do need to learn from whatever this loss or misfortune is, okay? And, you know, have a balance between taking responsibility and letting go and giving it to the universe. If you've lost something and that's that, you might as well just put your hands in the air and say, all right, universe, I've lost this. I am open to whatever else is coming my way. Like, seriously, just say it. Have that energy, okay? Because life has its ups and downs, and this is definitely one of those slumps, but it will come back. It will come back up. It always does. All right, so I've got 3 different decks, and I've shuffled all of the cards off camera. I'm just showing you that I'm cutting the deck, and yes, so I've got my, I think I know what time of the month this is gonna happen now. So I've got my Tarot of the Cat deck, my Thoth deck, and Mystic Mondays deck representing what's happening on the surface, beneath the surface, and advice cards. Definitely make sure you stick around until the end where you pick your own destiny card, so you use your intuition for that. And it just helps give you a little bit more of a detailed idea of what's going on. Wow. Honestly, look. Definitely stick around the whole reading, but things are going to be tough, but it's going to line you up for a better future. 100%. It's almost like you kind of needed this to happen in a way because things weren't really going that well before. I mean, maybe they seemed to be on the surface, but beneath the surface, were you really completely satisfied? Were you completely stress-free? You know, I think there needed to be a loss to force you to change things up, to force you to reflect, to really figure out the direction that you really do want to go. And trust me, it looks like it's going to be a way better direction. It's going to be an improvement, okay? It's kind of like you're going up, down, but you're actually, yes, this is down, but you're higher than what you were before, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'll show you first the 4 weeks of the month of what's happening on the surface, then I'll show you week by week, surface, beneath the surface, and advice cards for each week, okay? And of course, these are general readings. You know, something that's in the 3rd week might be in the 1st week or the previous month or something, okay? All right. Wow, 3 major arcana cards on the surface. And that's definitely not what's including the rest of the spread. So looks like it's gonna be a really intense month. So the 1st week of the month, and these will all be a little bit different when I show you how they're aspected, okay, with the other cards from the different decks. But so on the surface for the 1st week, we've got the Chariot, so moving forward in a particular direction, very goal-oriented. And then Knight of Wands during the 2nd week. We'll go more into that. And the Justice card, and then the Tower. So look, I hate to say it, but because this can sometimes be legal matters and it's not very well aspected, I feel like if there was some sort of, you know, rules, regulations, laws, lawsuits, contracts, things like that, I don't actually see it working out. I think that there's going to be, it's just not going to work out. I don't think you're going to get, and it's going to be something unexpected. This is always very, very unexpected. But when you see what's beneath the surface, trust me, it'll be worth it in the end. Okay, so during the 1st week, like I said, on the surface, we have got the Chariot, and this is possibly a Cancer card, okay? So this is someone who moves forward with a particular goal. They are mainly using their ego, but ego is very good to get what you want. I mean, it's a tool. However, I feel like you moving forward, sorry, I just get these things in my head. So sometimes I'll make facial expressions without vocalizing it, but I'll tell you in a moment. So I feel like you're moving forward in a particular direction. But you might be stressed because, I mean, beneath the surface, we've got the Nine of Swords, which is cruelty. Are you just reeling from someone stabbing you in the back? Are you really, really upset about past pain and suffering that maybe you've not completely overcome yet? I really feel like you really need to open your eyes and look at things the way that they are, and remember that swords are mainly in your head. So I mean, honestly, I was literally earlier this morning thinking about someone who bullied me and was so mean to me when I was 13. And just thinking about that, it still really, really upsets me. And it still causes me emotional pain because I keep thinking about it, right? Thoughts, swords, thoughts. But this person probably doesn't even remember at all. I probably don't even cross their mind at all. However, I still get that mental stress sometimes. So I feel like this might be a bit more mental. It could have been someone who hurt you in the past, or maybe they're still kind of hurting you right now, but it's built up so much that even though they've recently hurt you, there's all of these past hurts that really compound everything, okay? You might be a little bit aggressive with this person, or this could be the other person being really aggressive with you. Like, they're just continuing to go at you full throttle, and they're just being really mean. I mean, that's the mildest way of putting it. If I was gonna, lots of swear words. I'm thinking of lots of swear words because it's kind of like, that's what I think of sometimes when people are just being mean for no reason. Anyways, your advice card is the Magician. And the Magician, okay, because it's aspected in this way, and this might be a cruel situation or a cruel person that you really are getting stressed out about, but it's got momentum. It's going in a certain direction, right? The Magician, as an advice card, aspected with these cards, I feel like you might have to up your game with manipulation. You might need to just be manipulative to get what you want. Think about how you can gain control of the situation to create the situation that you want. And you're going to need to, find balance with many aspects in your lives. Look at things from many different points of view and perspective. You might want to put on different masks at different times with this person or situation. Your friend mask, your enemy mask, you really need to, if this is someone else, honestly, if they're being really mean to you, just do whatever you need to do. You don't owe them anything, honestly. And you might also want to kind of also think about where you see yourself in the future with the Magician. It can also, as an advice card, it's also about manifestation. So thinking about where you are in the long run, and maybe do some visualizations of what you want in the long run. And then things will work itself out that way. Okay, is this person... Okay, this could be a few things. So during the second week, we have got the Knight of Wands on the surface. We have got the Queen of Swords beneath the surface, and we've got the Strength card as your advice card, okay? So the Knight of Wands, I mean, it could be the same person in the first week, but it could also be you and your energy. So the Knight of Wands is really connected to spiritual energy, sexual energy as well. And I feel like, I mean, this could be you, this could be someone else. It's also about using your intuition and animal instinct. Beneath the surface, we've got the Queen of Wands. So I feel like that's just being really, you might actually be breaking out of the cruelty that this person is causing during the first week, because the Queen of Wands rises above and is ruthless and is able to look at things very clear-headed in a detached manner. And you know what? Sometimes you have to be detached from your emotion to get what you want. And so I feel like that's what you're doing. It also might be this other person. So this person is kind of finding a balance between their animal instinct but you're able to rise above it. So I feel like overall, during the second week, regardless, you're able to transcend this person's cruelty and mind games. And your advice is strength. So strength is, taming the beast and also tapping into your animal instinct. So, look at this tiger. In the wild, they can kill you. But when they're tame, we can use them to our advantage and they can be a wonderful friend. Sorry, I've watched Tiger King recently. Not going to get into that. But anyways, but essentially it's tapping into your animal instinct, your animal nature, your inner strength, and just moving forward, okay? So it's kind of like this, but just really to the next level. And definitely tapping into your instinct. And that will help you rise above, get clarity of mind. All right, so it's definitely going to be an up and down month, because during the third, I feel like first week kind of sucks because of the stress. You're beginning to get a hold of things overall, mentally at least, getting your strength back during the second week. And then the third week comes. And we've got the Justice card, but I'm sorry, it's not well aspected because it's next to this Tower card during the fourth week, and beneath the surface we've got the Eight of Cups, indolence. So absolute disappointment and abandonment of efforts. So, and it could be very well legal, law, rules, organization, things like that. And I feel like you're just going to walk away disappointed. It's not going to, there might not necessarily be the verdict or outcome that you want. I definitely don't see that, I'm sorry. And it's really, really upsetting. And it really sucks because whatever the situation is about, it used to be so good. It used to be emotionally fulfilling. It used to be great. And it's almost like the lack of that that's really painful. My poor little Geminis. Your advice card. So the Devil is an advice card. As you might kind of snap back into this frame of thinking of a very narrow-minded mindset, and also very fear-based and non-trusting and just in a really low vibration. So it's really, really important. As an advice card, the Devil is saying that if you ever feel trapped, if you ever feel stuck, just know that you can always change your mindset. You can always walk away. There are these stairs right here. You can walk away. If you ever feel like you're stuck in a situation, you never truly are completely, at least when it comes to the way that you're thinking. Because in my opinion, when it comes to creating the future that you want, okay, two things here. One, whatever you focus on will eventually manifest in full form. However, it is also important, if you are thinking negative thoughts because of disappointment, to not ignore that, because then it goes in the subconscious and then you're subconsciously manifesting it. So if you're feeling negative thoughts, negative emotions, sink into those emotions, sink into the shadow dark side. You need to move through them to actually have it go through your body and just release it, right? But yeah, that's the only thing that's really going to change. You need to change your way of thinking, and just be super careful that you don't, lean on any crutches if it's any type of addictive behavior when it comes to, food or alcohol or drugs or things like that. And if there's any negative energies, you really need to walk away. If there's like negative people that make you feel really bad about yourself, do your best to avoid them. Okay. So, fourth week, we've got the Tower. Now, this sucks. It's almost like it blindsides you and whoever else is involved, but it won't kill you. See these auras? You're protected. You will be okay in the long run, but man, this is one of those big blows in life that just, even if you saw it coming, when it comes, it's still shocking. But this is something that will literally change your life upside down, something that you thought was stable and secure, whether it was a relationship, money, work, where you live. It's like having the rug pulled out from underneath you, okay? And it definitely affects the people close to you in your lives. And maybe this was a previous relationship. However, look at what's beneath the surface. 9 of Discs, gain, financial gain, gain of security. And it's a very, very positive card. And also, it can be a unique card in a sense that maybe you have a unique business, or this will line you up with a unique business or a unique way of getting money. So the thing is, even if you might, okay, so for some of you, I feel like this is a loss, okay? And it might be a loss of money, but even if it is a loss of money, whatever's happened is actually lining you up for success in the future, success and prosperity, financial growth. So not just having a certain amount of money and sticking there, but having the ability to grow and potential acquiring of land. So all of this sucks what happens, and it's going to be stressful, and it's going to be disappointing, and this is going to be an emotional roller coaster of the month. However, if what you truly wanted was security, was success, was abundance, whatever it is that's fallen apart will actually be in your favor for the long run, believe it or not. So look, I only see this month, so you'll have to subscribe to see next month. But honestly, I feel like this wasn't going to work. This may not have worked out for you in the long run, which is why it was taken away. The Tower card is the universe taking things away that we refuse to let go of because they're not really going to work out for us in the long run, because this has been disrupted and destroyed. You are actually lining up for success, security, wealth, and prosperity in the future. This could also be something to do with your physical body. If that has to do with physical health, I definitely see success in the future, okay? And your advice for the 4th week is the Emperor. Possible Aries influence, but essentially the Emperor is someone who has their shit together. They are very, very organized, and they have respect for law and order and really, really healthy boundaries. They're very, very experienced. They're very strong, and they're great leaders, and also great for positions of power, and also being your own boss or being the boss. So just embrace your strength, your experience. This has made you a much stronger person. Embrace it. I do see by the end of this month you will have lined up with wealth and prosperity for the future. And it's not going to be easy because you've got this loss, okay? But that's the 5 of Pentacles. And look here, you're lining up for the 9 of Pentacles. I feel like whatever it is that fell apart only really would have gotten you 50% or half of what you wanted. You are going to be getting most, if not all, of what you want because this particular situation has been taken away. It was actually blocking you. You're probably going to be like, no, it wasn't. Sorry, I'm projecting right now. Okay, anyways, pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. We're going to pick some destiny cards, or you are. So just pick the first number that comes to your head. Never second guess yourself, because you want to go with your intuition rather than your ego. But what is it that is falling apart for you this month? What's going on? Is there someone in particular or a situation that's stressing you out? I just noticed all of your advice cards are major arcanas. This is a massive lesson. You are going to learn so much from this. You've probably already learned a lot from this, so that's cool. All right, so 1, 2, or 3. If you picked 1, let's see what we've got. Ooh, interesting. Okay. On the surface, we've got the 10 of Pentacles, Beneath the surface, we've got the Death card, by the way, like, doesn't mean death literally. And your advice card is the Princess of Cups. So, the end of this security, this 10 of Pentacles security, and it could be family. It could be something that was lining you up with family, because to have a secure family unit, you know, you need a job and you need a house and good credit rating. Ugh. So many things we need just to live. The thing is, the end of this was actually a long time coming. Death is a process that actually has a very slow onset, but it's inevitable. When you see the Death card, it's a change, and things will never go back to the way that they were before. Ever. It is over, it's done. And if this is in regards to a relationship, it doesn't mean necessarily that the relationship is over, but the way that it used to be will never be the same, ever. And it was a long time coming, so maybe upon reflection, either now or at some point in the future, you will see, oh, that was this situation coming to an end. You are going to notice maybe certain things or red flags that it was coming. Your advice card is the Princess of Cups. So the Princess of Cups is very romantic and sweet and vulnerable and open emotionally, and also receives intuitive messages. We've got the moon there. So listen to your dreams, synchronicities, be open to that information coming from the universe. It will help guide you, and it's okay to be a little bit vulnerable even with all of this going on, but you will be healed. You just need to be open to the information coming from your guides and your higher self, okay? If you pick 2, let's see. Wow. Okay, if you pick 2, on the surface we've got the 7 of Swords. Beneath the surface, the Ace of Wands. 10 of Pentacles is your advice card. What did I tell you? So we've got the 7 of Swords. So sometimes this can be manipulation, trickery, and deceit. So this could be you, that you are in a way where you don't feel that you can get what you need or what you want, or you're stressed, so you have to be manipulative and trick people. This also could be someone else being manipulative and tricky towards you. And at minimum, at best, it's someone being super, super closed off and not necessarily letting you in, because sometimes being manipulative and tricky is just having your walls up, like your shell up, so people can't read what's really going on. But this is all ego. It's all swords, okay? However, if this is, regardless of whether this is you or someone else, beneath the surface, we've got the Ace of Wands. So it's this new birth, this situation. Even if you feel mentally blocked, you have a rebirth in your spiritual energy. So Wands, very spiritual, very creative, also can be quite sexual, because sexual energy is very creative. So you might have this opening, this birth within you. This could also be an inspired idea. Maybe the delusion and the trickery and things like that have forced you to be in a position to have a new idea, okay, of a creative project, a creative endeavor, a bit of an awakening, a spiritual rebirth potentially. And your advice card is the 10 of Pentacles. So ride this wave of spiritual energy that is inside, even if mentally you feel a bit blocked and stressed out, so you can't really focus on this. Tap into this energy, which is within you right now, and focus on how you are going to gain the security that you deserve, that you will get, the prosperity, the wealth, not just materialistically, but in the community, your legacy, what you want to bring to this earth, to the world, because focus on that. You do have the energy to get that. 100%. You may not believe me right now because we've got that 7 of Swords on the surface. Okay, if you pick 3, Cool. I like this. If you picked 3, on the surface we've got the 6 of Pentacles. Beneath the surface we've got the Emperor, possible Aries influence. And your advice is the 4 of Wands. So if you picked 3, it seems that, you know, you might be volunteering, or you might be a public servant where you work with people who really, really need it. Even if that's not the case, you might be the mom or the dad of the group who just takes care of people, who feeds people, who's really concerned about people getting enough food and exercise and their physical needs, that they're comfortable. You don't necessarily have a lot to give, but you've got more than a lot of people, and you're very generous, and this could be this is charity in a sense, and you're so needed. You're so absolutely needed right now, and I hope you know that. People need you so much. So I'm getting the tinglies, so that's so true right now. Just please remember that. And beneath the surface, we've got the Emperor. So the Emperor, and that was your advice card for the 4th week as well. So the Emperor is someone who is strong and structured and has stability and, like I said, respect for law and order and really healthy boundaries. So I feel like whatever this is, it's made you a much stronger person. You're not gonna, if someone or a situation was screwing you around before, I mean, you're not gonna put up with it. If you know, were breaking the law or some sort of rules, policies in certain businesses, I mean, you've definitely learned your lesson. You've got a new respect for that area, and I feel like you've become a very, very strong, experienced person, and it is because of the experience that you've gone through. So you wouldn't be able to do that without the experience, even though it sucks. Your advice is the 4 of Wands. So the 4 of Wands is, you know, just reminding you that home is your backbone, whether it's, you know, your partner or whoever feels like family. So if that's your partner, your actual family, your parents, siblings, it could be friends. Friends can make you feel like family, but when I say family, excuse me, whatever it is that you think of, connect with that. So even if you are not home right now, make some phone calls. Your family gives you your strength. Your home gives you your strength. So just connect with that. And you might want to get your house in order, some of you as well. I hope that was helpful. If you'd like a private reading, send me an email or check out my website. That's all in the description box below. And I do monthly, mid-monthly readings, so definitely make sure you're subscribed. If this reading resonated with you, please comment below. I love reading your comments, the nice ones. And if you're still here, you get a secret bonus card. Once more. There we go. All right, secret bonus card. Aw, look at that. The Queen of Cups. So you need to be very mature with who you give your love to. You wouldn't give the keys to your house to just anyone, right? You would need to get to know them. You need to treat your heart like your house, very, very, very valuable. So you wouldn't give the key to your heart to just anyone. Your heart is more precious than any house. Treat it that way. Treat it like the most expensive diamond or ruby on the planet. You wouldn't just give that to someone. You need to be smart and mature in love. And I hope you will learn from past, ups and downs. Have a great month. Bye.